guys, welcome back to the Antique Salvage Collector. On this week's edition, I'm going to show you the start of my card collection. It's always been a dream of mine to have a card collection. So it started out with my 1987 Ford Bronco, and recently I just acquired this 1978 International Loadstar. So I'm going to take you through each of my vehicles here and give you an overview of them. So this is the fourth generation of the Bronco. Bronco was made from, I think it was 1966 right through to 1996 when it was discontinued. There was 4 generations of it. This is the 3rd generation of the full size and the 4th generation overall. They ran this series from 1987 to 1991, and it's commonly referred to as what they refer to as the brick nose. Powertrain options for this was the 300 inline 6, 302 V8, and then there was the 351, or not 351, sorry, it was the, yes it was 351, the 5.8 liter V8 as well. So in this option here, this is just a XLT model. This has the 5 liter V8 option in it. 5 liter V8 put out about, I think it was around 188 horsepower and about 270 foot-pounds of torque. So come on through here, I'll take you and show you the Bronco. This Bronco here, we'll just walk around it. Originally my side trims fell off, I have to put them back on. Again, this was an XLT model. It didn't come with these rims. These rims were from the higher end edition. Actually, I'm not even sure they made these rims in 1987 and 91. I think these didn't come out until the 5th generation, 92 to 96, but don't quote me on that. This is an XLT model. Would have came with steelies, with beauty rings originally from the factory. I do have the original brochure and stuff inside. I'll show you that. It was blue and gray when I bought it, which is the exact color on the brochure, but I changed it to green and switched it to tan interior. As we walk around it here, just 15-inch rims, chrome bumpers. This series here, I wish it had the exterior spare wheel, but this one actually has the interior spare wheel. The exterior is a much nicer feature. I didn't wash it, so it's obviously a little dusty. Just standard 235, 75, 15 Kelly tires on it. Nothing too crazy. Came with the XLT mirrors. I prefer these mirrors. I know a lot of guys like the sport mirrors. Sport mirrors were smaller, just came out of here, but I like the old school custom mirrors as well. Yeah, so she got chrome front and rear bumpers. Factory grille I replaced with the aluminum billet grille. We'll even start her up here. Stock. There's not much done to her. She's cold right now. She's a little loud. She quieters down when she gets warm. She's undercoated quite extensively and overall in good shape, despite my rough paint job. 302 V8, like I said, about 188 horsepower, 276 torque. This one here, my parts truck had an Eddie Bauer, it was a 91 Eddie Bauer edition. So I took out the XLT interior, swapped it out completely. It was all blue originally. I'll upload some pictures, show you the pictures of that. So even though she's got the power locks, the power options, this model wasn't wired for that. So therefore I had to punch out the holes. But they were already there, so I had to put them. If you look here in 1987, 91, the 4th generation, they gave the option of captain seats. So it came with 2 bucket seats, captain chairs, which came with the optional center console. You either got that or you got the standard bench seat, which was its predecessor, the bullnose. I think all of them had the bench seat originally. As you can tell, this interior is actually quite mint, which is was part of the reason why I did what I did here when I swapped her out. She's got your power rear window. As most people know, they're problematic. Most of them don't work. This one does work, but I don't like to use it frequently. It's only a matter of time before it either gets stuck or the motor burns out. This one's got touch 4-wheel drive was the option that came out on this. So rather than having your shifter on the floor, she's automatic 4-wheel drive with the touch button. Everything is basically stock on this with the exception of the stereo I did put in it. I usually pop the top off. It's very rare you'll see the top on this. If you look in the back there, I do have the car seats. The kids love it. I do burnouts with the kids in it all the time. They think it's great. Rudy's in there. Anybody owns a classic car knows she's got to have an A&W there in the back. She's got duals put on her. She's actually straight duals right from the front back. I know a lot of people said you can't do that because of the gas tank configuration on her, but if you get down here and take a look, it's actually quite nice underneath there. But she is all routed around. She's all routed around the gas tank. It's hard to see, but she actually has true duals. So the true duals all the way from the front to the back. It sounds really good. Back there. Come on, Missy. Jump out. Jump out. So I do put the car seats in her. Again, the interior is quite clean. It's quite nice. If you look at the ceiling, the floors, there's very little wear and tear in this vehicle at all, which was very rare. Most people know these Broncos rotted when they were on the assembly line before they even hit the dealership. They rotted on the lot, so it took me 10 years to find one that wasn't rotten. I actually found this one in Newfoundland. Here's the original 1987 Bronco brochure, and this is exactly the color scheme that was on this when I first bought it. So it tells you your different options. You have your Eddie Bauer, your XLT, and your custom. So this one here was the middle class XLT, custom being your lower grade, and Eddie Bauer obviously being your higher end. So this is exactly what the interior of this vehicle looked like. It was all blue, had the blue console, blue bucket seats, blue dash. I do have the actual, let's see if I get a better picture here. That's what she was when I got her. So she had the Steelies on her with the beauty rings, and she was the two-tone blue and gray with the blue top. Yeah, there we go. There's a perfect picture there. So I'll upload the photo of it that I from when I first bought her and took her home. This came with all your color options for your interior, different things. Yeah, so that's the original one for it. And I also have the original Ford White Truck exterior color paint code. So always good to have if you ever want to do touch-up work or keep something restored to original. It's always great to have the literature. You know, for most of my videos, I'm a big fan when it comes to literature. Literature is how you learn. Alright guys, so this is my 1978 International Loadstar. This was a former U.S. military truck. It was imported into Canada a few years back. She has 25,000 original miles on her. And as you can hear here in the background, it's the first one you get. It was imported to PEI. The guy there, he did some work to her, made her look the way she is. And then I bought it last week off a guy at City Mines, who bought it off that guy about 5 years ago. Unfortunately, Tom, the gentleman I bought it from, never had a garage or anywhere to store it, so it's been sitting on his front lawn for about 5 years. As you're going to see why that's a shame, I'm going to point that out in the video. The cab's going to need to be redone. There's some blisters and bubbles coming out in the paint job, but overall it's a solid truck. So these trucks here, I believe, were made from around 66, 68, somewhere around there, right up to about 1978 is the last year. This is the last year of this model. As you can tell, they kept the original, like the old school 50-60 style round cab at the Union Square by the late 70s. I believe all that changed in 79 on the 80 model. So she's a nice truck for that reason, because it has that old school round cab look to it. Come over here. Actually, we'll come around this side. As you can hear there, her and around like a kitten. She's got the original 345 engine in her, putting out about 210 horsepower. It's carbureted because it is a 78. But she purrs. She just absolutely purrs like a kitten. So as we walk around the truck here, so she's a 3-ton truck. So these were used for a series of purposes. They made school buses out of them, dump trucks out of them, deck trucks as you see here. You know, the options were endless for these things. They even had a series of cab overs. I think they made like 4 or 5 different models. This is the Lodestar binder. So as we walk around her and you take a look at her, you can just see this truck is absolutely solid. I mean, other than some, like I said, there's some bubbles coming out with the paint and stuff around the gutters and places, but that's because it's been sitting for 5 years on Buddy's lawn. I compared the paperwork from when he had it to the when I transferred it. It was only 1,000 miles. So in 5 years, he put 1,000 miles on it. That was it. So take a look right here. It's all new exhaust. Everything's solid. Frame's as thick as old cheese on it. She's a piece of a truck. Other than painting the cab again, which I'm going to do, there's really nothing this truck needs. The brakes are done, new exhaust, everything. These are the original, I don't know, Buddy referred to them as half-track racks for them. I'm not sure why he called them that. I would like to get the last on the complete whole thing, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to use them. I'm going to have wooden ones made, and what I'm actually going to do, my plans for this truck, is to make this like an old 60s BA service station delivery truck. So I'm going to put the BA logos on the doors. I'm going to put the old porcelain BA signs in the back racks like you would have seen back in the 40s and 50s. And I'm probably going to throw a couple of drums in there, paint them green, put the BA logo on them. It's almost a nostalgic look, right? So as you walk around the truck, it's solid. She's been outfitted for trailer hitch and everything, so she's completely fully functional and usable. Wooden deck, steel frame. You couldn't find a more solid steel truck than this one. She is gas. So if you look at the, like I said, the cab's going to need some truck work, but overall it's pretty solid. Inside I do have the original bench seat home. It was swapped out with Toyota seats. So it has a Toyota bucket seat, center console. If you look at her, there's you know, she's as plain as they come. There's no bells and whistles in her at all. She's manual everything. She's a 4-speed, which is really only about a 3-speed because first gear is bull low and it's meant for hauling a load. It's pretty stock as they come. The headliner is really just cardboard inserts put up there. There's no door panels on her. It's just straight windows. There's not even a stereo in this thing. But like I said, as you can hear her run there, she purrs like a kitten. So my plans are, like I said, I'm going to make it an old BA service station delivery truck, but it is going to be usable. This is something if I need anything at Home Depot, I'm going to run down, I'm going to use this truck to pick it up. So she was a head turner. I drove her home there last week. People were stopping everywhere to look at her. Yeah. Anyways, this is the start of my car collection. Yeah, so it was a 1987 Bronco. I always wanted one. I had no plans of ever owning a Lodestar International, and if you would have told me you had one for sale, I probably would have said, well, why? No plans. But then when I went out and I saw this thing, maybe it had something to do with the fact it's green. Anybody that knows me knows everything I own is green. If it's not green, I'll make it green. So that could have had something to do with it. But just given the whole my whole setup in the garage there, and what I wanted to put there, me and John, I called my buddy John up again, asked him what he was doing, said I'm thinking he out a truck. We went up there, we spent about an hour and a half at Buddy's place, and at the end of the day, we made a deal on it and I drove it home. So I'm not going to do anything with it this year. It's going to be just like this. I'll probably get it put on the road at the end of the month there. And then after that, I'll use her for the rest of the season, put her away, and in the wintertime, I'll start stripping her down and redoing her. Yeah. So anyways, thanks for joining me this week. Stay tuned. You never know what I'm gonna find. You never know what I'm gonna bring home. By the time I'm 35, I plan on buying another car. Don't tell the wife. And every year from there, between now and I retire, I'll probably buy something else too. So stay tuned. The car collection is growing. Okay, so I'm out in my boneyard here out back, like I mentioned in the video. You're going to own Old Ford, you got to have some parts trucks and This was the 90 Eddie Bauer edition that I actually jacked the interior out of for my 87. Found her in a barn over in Wallace's Road. Buddy bought her back from PEI, passed away before he was able to do anything with it. And unfortunately, the truck was just too far gone to do anything with. But there's that outside exterior spare tire rack that I wish mine had, but unfortunately it doesn't. There's the Steely wheelies off mine, actually. I swapped them out off this one. And like I said, I completely stripped the interior. This is just all the leftover interior pieces from mine. Unfortunately, this thing just sits outside here like this. But I'm going to keep her because you never know when you need parts. And like I said, this one has 90,000 kilometers on it. That's it. 90,000 on this original 302 automatic. I got lots of parts floating around here. This here is an F250 project that I'm currently constructing. Unfortunately, it's on hold at the moment. This was the very first F-150 I completely redid. Turned into a plow truck. Broke the frame in half, unfortunately, and then I acquired a couple different F-250s. So I had one donor truck that was straight for the running gear, so the frame and the front rear axles and all that came off one, so all that was redone over. Solid, painted a green, 3/4 ton. Took the original cab off my F-150, put that on her, and then this black F-250 here, which I'm going to take the interior pieces out of. That truck was used for the original 351. Actually, no, that was the truck the frame came off of, the one with the black cab. It's this custom right here next to it. This one here that's broken in half. This one I actually took the 351 Windsor out of and C6 automatic transmission, and that's what sits inside the project truck now. So the only thing I got left to strip off this one is the wiring harness and stuff for the engine, but that stuff's all over inside that truck right now. So I'm gonna put another garage up here hopefully next year, and then I'd really love to get that puppy finished. But yeah, so like I said, you need a boneyard. And here comes my main man right now. Hey, mister. How are you? Well, thank you. Say hi to everybody. What are you doing today?
Nothing.
Nothing? Were you in your old truck yet? Were you out for a drive? Yeah, do you own that big truck out front? That yours, isn't it? Awesome. We're going to go for a drive real soon in that, eh? Yeah.